Welcome to Reality After Show coverage of the Traitors US Season 2, Episode 7. This is the recap. I'm Jonny Fairplay, joined as most of the time by Jen Hoffman. You may know her from The Apprentice Season 6. Also, the New York Post. Everything awesome. She's here. God, read the comments. They love Jen Hoffman. Also joined by previous Traitor doing her makeup, Rachel Reilly. She also won Big Brother. So she has to look fabulous. Her glam squad was late today. She spends thousands of dollars daily on a glam squad. But today she's here for the people. She's one of us. And our special guest this week, oh my God, I love her so much. I do not get to spend enough time with this woman. Stephenie LaGrossa Kendrick, welcome. Season 1 of Traitors. You've been on Survivor 18 times. You won one.
No, but thanks.
Okay.
Close. Runner up. I won though. I won.
Yeah.
We'll just go with that.
I always say the person who wins doesn't necessarily win.
Right.
That's like the most out of it, the most popularity, or is able to leverage it the most is the winner. And the example is Omarosa has never won a season of shit, not The Apprentice, not anything else. And she goes by one name like Oprah, Prince, Omarosa. So clearly she has won reality TV. So
and I won Survivor Pro Island, still till Sandra. So
for sure.
Everyone knows Sandra's a 2-time winner, but they don't know the first one.
So you won. Fairplay won. Well, thank you for having me, guys. It's great to be here.
Don't say that in front of Sandra. She'll call me a fucking traitor. So we're talking episode 7, Blood on Their Hands, and we begin with a look back at last time. Dan was banished. Guess what, folks? He was a traitor. Threw some shade to Phaedra going out the door. Is this a case of sour grapes, folks?
Which only Trishelle picked up on. So shout out
Trishelle. Only Trishelle mentioned.
Well, that's what we see. I feel like other people, just from the conversations, are kind of onto it too.
Right.
Yeah, but we're not seeing those. We're getting like parts of conversations, but if you do the pieces. So we had Janelle on last week, and Janelle said, Dan said on his way out, he would tell them who the traitor was. And they all knew that Parvati was a traitor. And then when he said Phaedra, we get the Trishelle edit of, hey, I think I figured something out, in which Janelle said that was Dan's plan with the Gamer Alliance. I'm going to give you the other traitor.
They know. They know. It's all editing.
As reality star veterans, you know that they're editing somebody who's going to be very pivotal in the show. Like they always, if they're only showing Trishelle saying it, that means one of two things. Trishelle's about to go, or that Trishelle has a pivotal role in the show.
I'm betting she's going to rally the faithful of the faithful group on to Phaedra's case. I think, I don't know, because they're still on to poverty too. I'm so confused by this episode.
Well, first of all, there was no banishment, so they saved Parvati.
Wait, that's at the end of the episode, Steph. Skip around.
We're not there yet. I'm not say that.
Let's address this. Is this a case of sour grapes on Dan's part by throwing Phaedra under the bus?
No,
man.
So I think this is okay. This is my take on that.
You're saying this as a gamer.
As a gamer, saying this as a gamer. I do not think it was a case of sour grapes. I think this was Dan doing what Dan does, because he said he was going to call someone out. When he called them out, he wanted people to know. He was going to leave them, a trail of gingerbread or whatever.
Yes.
So I think this was Dan doing what Dan does, because from watching him on Big Brother, playing twice on Big Brother, this is kind of what he does. But I don't think because he's a traitor, I don't think he should have called out another traitor like that. I think they were on to poverty. Leave it at that. I would have done, but no, I don't. I think as a gamer, I don't think it was sour grapes. I know a lot of people said that, but I think he was in the right.
Yeah, I don't think as a gamer it was sour grapes either. I think that was strategic with an alliance he made. And if from what Janelle said, everyone said, if he said he was going to leave his alliance a clue, he handed it to them on a platter. And it's like, he doesn't have alliance to the traitors either, because the traitors turn on each other and they're trying to win individually too. So it's like, it's really every man for themselves in the show, which is why it makes it so great.
Yeah.
Right.
Stephenie, where are you at on this?
No, I mean, I think he was just trying to make a case for himself too. He was trying to save himself a little bit, and he was throwing Phaedra out there to try to just bring something else up at the table. But
that's the wrong person to throw shade at him.
No. Oh my God, did she rule him, man? That was fantastic. Yeah. He knew it too, but he tried.
Yeah, his words, he was shredded, and he was correct.
Shredded. So, I love Phaedra, by the way. I'm like new. I'm a new Phaedra fan, and I love her.
Yeah,
me too.
I think we all love Phaedra.
Okay,
the best.
So,
she's like fabulous.
Yes,
I like follow her now. I like love all her outfits. Her nails are like fat. Like everything about her is like, oh my God. I love her kids. I love everything she's all about. She cracks me up. My kids love her.
Do you love the CT Phaedra showmance?
I love the CT Phaedra showmance. Oh my gosh, she cracks me up. She loves him.
She does.
She's into larger men.
She is into the big boys.
She's a W.
Yes, we all know CT is movie, but like 2007 CT or like 2010 CT. I mean, with that belly ring on his abs, like just stop. That he was so fine. I mean,
he was ripped.
He was so ripped.
Based on Instagram, it looks like he's living with Johnny Bananas right now. So I think the season 40 call happened, and we're gonna see non-chubby CT. And I think, but at the same time, like CT has gone in with the dad bod the last few times because he knows he's stuck there for 3 months with nothing to do but work out. No one's coming after him early, so by the time he gets to TJ's final, he's ripped again.
Yeah.
So why waste 2 months of your life getting shredded to go there and just work out for 3 months? That's 5 months of your life working out. Where if you're CT, you're CT. I'm just
save
CT's
it.
name.
CT's like, I'm going to save it. I'm going to go in fat and I'm going to come out shredded, and it's going to be how it's going to be.
I'm like feeling dad bod CT. I think he looks good.
I think he's so cute, but he just reminds me. I think he's adorable. But I'm a very like Northeast Italian guy, and like that is where I come from. So he reminds me of like everybody back home.
Same.
Dad bod CT is not my type.
Yeah.
We're just like, he's not my type.
No.
It's the penis that throws me.
That's not your type. The penis is not your type. Okay.
My fiance has a drawer full of them, but it's not my type. I feel constantly compared, but that's a different podcast. All right, so the episode begins. Peter can accept or refuse to be a traitor, and now, if this is Peter from earlier in the season, I'm just like, oh, please, dear God, make sure that you overly explain this. I don't, he's beautiful Pilot Pete. So, maybe he doesn't understand all the rules. But we've learned the past couple episodes, Pete's smart. Who knew? Yeah. I mean, I guess you kind of have to be smart to fly a plane. So, but I just thought he was a pretty face. So no, I don't think he needed to be overly explained that he can't accept or refuse the ability to be a traitor. And there's a knock at the turret. It's Alan. Peter refused the seduction. Bad move, Parv. Trishelle was the pick. Trishelle would have accepted.
Trishelle was the pick.
Totally.
She was.
That.
I still don't understand that. I wonder, like, I know why we talked about this last week, why she had to do that. But like, I still don't understand what she's thinking.
It's a lab. I feel number one, she had tunnel vision, which can like in a stressful game like this, you do put yourself in a tunnel vision mode where, and for the record, all the people say I'm throwing shade at Parvati. Look, I can sit here and say great things about everybody. I don't think that's an entertaining podcast. Okay, Parvati was on Survivor. I consider her a sister. I have a real sister. I'm mean to my real life sister. I'm nice to my real life sister. I can do both. If I want to pick favorites here, I'm going to pick favorites. If I played the game with Sandra, or I played with Parvati too. If I played the game longer with Sandra than I played the game longer with Parvati, I can pick my favorite of the two and be mean to the other one just for the sake of entertainment. So for the record, I love Parvati. She's great. She's playing great. She's making, decisions here and there that are somewhat questionable. But on this particular decision, I think she had tunnel vision. I think the stress of the game got to her. And I think if she had the chance to do it all over again, Trishelle is the obvious pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, she was so smart to tell Dan to not, go the route he went. And then she kind of pulled a Dan move. And I agree with you. She had tunnel vision and she was like, she was doing the whole keep your enemies close, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That's what she was trying to do. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Phaedra let her do it, but it totally backfired. Yeah. I think Parvati's going next, 100%.
Well,
I mean, I know it doesn't look that way, but I think she's going next. I mean, Trishelle has a good case. She's making a good case because she's on to Phaedra, but I don't know. I think it's going to be Parvati.
I think it comes down to where, because we see early in the episode, Sandra's like, Pete's obviously a traitor, and I'm just like, oh my God, Sandra, your wounds have been so horrible. And then the episode ends with, I'm pretty positive Pete's a faithful, and I'm like, finally, the Sandra that I know and love. But you guys have played it. It's a ridiculously hard game because you're always second guessing yourself.
Yeah. And there's a lot of editing. I mean, Rachel and I said a lot of things that never aired. We were on to Cody very early. They never showed that. It looked like it took us like 7 episodes to get them, right? Like it's so much editing.
100%. And that's like, we were talking about that, I think, in another episode, Steph, when you weren't here, that there's like a lot of times where on this show that you call, you're onto a traitor. Like we were on to Suri, same thing. Right. But like, it's like, we had conversations with Suri that never got shown. It was just like
never.
Yeah, like so.
It looked like we never even talked to her. People were like, "Did you guys ever talk?" I'm like, "Yeah, we were like in an alliance the whole time." Yeah, never showed it.
We all worked together. Me, Steph, and Suri worked together the whole time, and we know like they're making a story, and I think that that's what they're showing, the like most important storylines.
Right.
But I think like that's why the Trishelle conversation is kind of like. I have my gears turning about why Trishelle said that about Phaedra, right?
And why they showed that,
They showed
because you're right. You're right, Jen. She's either going to be a pivotal part in this next episode, or she's going next.
Yeah.
Like it's one or the other.
Yeah. So Peter chooses to be a faithful at the end. We all knew he would. Everyone but Parvati. And once again, folks, Shane, love Parvati, relax. We're having fun. Thank you.
I think Parvati's hysterical.
No murder tonight. Yeah.
No murder.
So Phaedra says to Parvati, she was just like, okay, we have breakfast in the morning. It's going to be your last meal. And I'm like, Phaedra with the Fairplay shade.
Phaedra's shade is good. Her shade keeps getting better. It's just.
Oh, yeah.
She's so good at this, like just telling us what's going on. I love it.
Yeah.
So Parv explains that her back is against the wall, usually her face. It's in my notes. I don't even know what that means. And later in the episode, she says that she feels she's backed into a corner, and no one puts Baby or Parvati in the corner. That is from Dirty Dancing, not the Parvati part. Okay, but Parvati is ready for battle, and she has a headband to prove it. So we're good. All right.
She even says she has her cheetah or her like predator. She has a predator headband on. I love that.
Headband.
Dude, if Parvati doesn't come out with a line of headbands after this, that is a serious misstep.
Right? Yeah. Even Kate's onto it. Kate's like the castle headbands.
Yeah. 100%.
So time for breakfast. Bergie is not shot. Well, first it's Bergie and Phaedra, and he's like, "Where do we sit?" And he goes, "At the end to watch everyone walk in." Hey, geez, where the boiled eggs are? Come on. Let's eat these.
Phaedra looks all flustered. Don't you think Phaedra looked flustered coming into that breakfast a little bit?
She was a hot mess. This was not Phaedra at her A game.
No. I was like, "Come on, Phaedra, get it together here. Come on, pull it together."
Yeah. I think she's a mess the entire. I don't think she gets any better.
No, she, yeah, this is her worst episode yet, as far as like keeping her cool and being like, you know, save your life.
Everything, crying, like Peter tries to talk to her, and she's like, I can't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Yes, walks away. You're right, crying with the whole fire lighting.
Yeah, she's very clearly rattled by Dan kind of exposing her.
Yes,
and also by, you know, the rejection of the, you know, invitation for Pete to become a traitor. She's finally rattled. She was cool, calm, and collected, but you see, she's yeah.
But
when you're in that castle. Sorry, I think when you're in that castle, Steph and I noticed that started to like turn our gears onto Christian when he started to get very clearly rattled.
yes.
So I think like you can tell in the castle people's demeanor changes.
Yes. And that's what Suri did a really good job of. She never once looked rattled. She never once looked tired. Like Kate would come in, like her makeup wasn't done yet. I mean, she made a good case for herself to kind of almost be a traitor because she kind of looked rattled. She started giving up. She was sick of people accusing her. Like Suri never did. Suri kept it cool. Christian did. Cody, forget it. He could not stay cool at all. Like he was like, I'm so done. He kept saying, like, he was like, I just can't do this anymore. I'm losing sleep. I feel sick. He needed Tums. I mean, his stomach was a mess. I was like, he's literally telling us he's a traitor and can't do it anymore.
It's the boiled eggs. He was getting there early for the boiled eggs. So,
Yeah, right.
If only he had saved some for Sandra, she'd stop complaining every podcast she joins us on. She really liked them boiled eggs, Stephenie. You have no idea.
She did. I didn't eat a bite of that breakfast. My nerves were shot every freaking morning.
I don't think we had boiled eggs.
We didn't. We had toast.
Yeah,
we had fake toast and jam and like 5 berries. I don't even think the coffee was like real coffee.
No, and they have salmon. They have salmon and boiled eggs and like a full spread. We literally, it was like a few berries.
Yeah.
Toast, and then our coffee was like water coffee. It must have been. It must have not been real. It must have been the coffee from the powder or whatever. Yeah,
that Folgers. We had that on Survivor. We won that once, where it's like the Insta, where you put it like a tea bag in water.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Like who ate? No one ate that breakfast. I lost like 10 pounds from stress on that show.
Yeah.
Right. Well, a watered down tea bag sucks. You want a real solid.
And they want everyone talking during breakfast, so they made it you know, the time, because that is such a pivotal time. Like you look at everyone.
It is.
It's like the dramatic time where you see who walks in the door, you see reactions, you see traitors trying to manage things. It's such an important part of like the time they have that maybe they just were like, let's make sure they're not stuffing their face and they're talking and reacting.
Probably.
Right. Because no one on our season ate like a bite.
No.
Yeah.
We barely ever ate that breakfast.
Who was it? Somebody flipped out about the food. Probably can't talk.
It was Kate. She flipped out about the food. And then Brandy flipped out about
that was early. And then someone started crying. Quentin, I think, started crying. Because how they were treating production. We were like this.
Yeah. It was a lot. Let's just say there was a lot that could have been shown that wasn't.
And that was like alcohol free.
Yeah. Well, they show got her alcohol tonight, and she needed it. So we'll get there. So everyone comes in, and it's either Trishelle or Kevin that's been murdered. But no, everyone is here. And so Parv asked Peter, "Did you get recruited today?" And Peter cannot stop with the smug smile. And I'm here for it all day long. Peter's smile back to Parvati is just like, no. So say less. So he does have a meeting with the Peter pals, as they're called.
The Peter pals. Oh my gosh.
They I feel like on another show
they're getting very unlike.
Yeah, that's a completely different alliance on a different show, the Peter pals.
Oh God.
It's very, very different.
The Peter pals.
So, well, Peter tells his Peter pals about his alliance, or tells his alliance, the Peter pals, that he got a recruitment letter. And during this time, Trishelle says, hey, Dan gave us the clue. It's Phaedra, so let's go Phaedra first, then Parv. And Peter's like, no. It's we're doing Parvati. And she goes, look, Parvati's a wounded bird. And I'm just like,
right.
Trichelle's out gaming you, Peter. Like you might have figured out some stuff, but listen to the people that know what they're doing, and there's not a rose involved.
He has the tunnel vision too. It's like he and Parv both have the tunnel vision on each other, and it's fucking with both of them.
Right.
So, well, while the Peter pals are talking, he tells Phaedra as she tries to come in, excuse me, 1 minute, please. And then MJ comes in. Well, first listens, then comes in 1 minute, and then does the slowest exit ever, which I will admit I've done a few of those during awkward conversations on Survivor. Like, I'm like, hey,
so awkward.
I'm just gonna leave really slow. Keep talking. I'm not even listening. Like I have a completely different conversation in my head.
Consider me gone. Consider me gone.
Yeah.
I do not. I don't understand why they kick her out of the room, especially if they think she's a faithful.
Right.
Well, I mean, that happened once on our season, but it was just me and Kyle talking, and Christian was like a dog, and he was like, going into everybody's room. Christian was just like, or Kyle was just like, can you just give us a minute? Could you imagine? What?
Didn't you guys have suspicions on Christian? Weren't you talking?
We did. So we were like, Kyle's like, oh my God, everywhere I go, he's just like in there because he knew we were like onto him. So he's like, can you give us a minute? But that was 2 people. Could you imagine if there was like 5 of us that met all the time? And anytime one of the other 5 or however many left came in, we were like, no, can you close that door? We're going to need a minute. Well, you would have sat there. You would have been like, nope, I'm not leaving.
No, but you know what's
because you're already out.
You're right, 100%. Well, okay, so the day that I got banished, I remember going into different rooms and people were literally just stop talking. And they'd be like, can you give us a minute? And I was like, you're going to try to get rid of me, aren't you? And I called them out. I was like, that is the dumbest thing you can do. I was like, do not. And it was always with Andy and always like Andy and Quentin in there.
Yes.
And I was like, don't banish me. I'm a faithful. And there was nothing you could say or do. But like with MJ, I feel like they know she's a faithful. They're not like talking about getting rid of her. So I don't know why they wouldn't include her.
I think they trust her.
I think
they know Phaedra at this point.
To Phaedra, so they're worried about telling MJ anything because they realize at this time that Sandra and MJ are both, looking more towards them, and that those two, that powerful combo of having Sandra and having MJ, who are very vocal people, believing in Phaedra for sure, and possibly in Parvati, is like they get them out of there. Although I agree, it might have been a smarter move if they weren't so sure to get her in there and just even ask what she thinks. Don't kick her out. Maybe stop at what you're talking about, but say, you know what? We were having a conversation about what we think. And maybe don't reveal the Phaedra thing because the Parvati thing's already revealed, and be like, it has to be Parvati, right? And just don't reveal anything else and just see where.
Right. Exactly.
You can't have that conversation with Kevin in the room because Kevin's going to be like, and remember we said Phaedra too?
Oh,
yeah, he's the worst. Oh my gosh.
Kevin is the worst, right?
And
I'm like this. Who invited this guy?
Yeah.
John's on the bubble of possibly spilling the beans as well.
John. So, but CT is in with them, the most faithful of the faithfuls. He's just the only smart one that's splitting up, right? To try to act like he's in with both sides, right? He's in with them.
He's in the Gamer Alliance. So there's the Gamer Alliance and there's the Faithful of the Faithful Alliance. They're 2 separate alliances. They're a little bit of a crossover. I think he's on the peripheral of the Faithful of the Faithful Alliance, but he's not. Same
with Sandra. She's in the Gamer / Bravo.
She wants to be a Real Housewife. Sandra really likes to spend like 1/100th of her $2 million that's buried in her backyard on a fur coat. She really wants to. She knows the Gamer Alliance is not going to help her that direction.
So I'm wondering, at this point in the game, would it be helpful if Peacock gave us more? Like, if there was some way for us to like get even just a little bit more, because I don't feel like we know what CT is actually thinking. Like, he doesn't really tell us whose side he's on, what he's really thinking. And I feel like at this point in the game, we could almost get like, I don't know. I know they're not going to do like live feeds, but like more interviews, like another show where you're just kind of like another 30 minutes even.
Well,
where
we get the post-mortem, but
right.
But I feel like the post-mortem, like after the fact, it's too late.
I think they're not showing what he's thinking on purpose, because I think like Stephenie pointing out that he was in kind of both alliances, and Jonny, you said that too. It's like right now he's in a very good position to straddle the fence because he has that alliance with Trishelle, which we can get to later, which may or may not be damaged, but the faithfuls believe in him. Yet he's also in this gamer thing where they really believe in him, and they're including him in their private conversations.
And
so why should he say a word? Why should he rock the boat? And also his edit can be left ambiguous because you don't know when he's going to do something. Like,
right.
They're leaving it on purpose because he's going to have to make a big move. And one of them obviously was, you know, the interpretation of the betrayal of Trishelle by not saving her, which is a big thing. So they're showing where he's kind of really aligning, but he must make some big move or do something because they're not showing what he's thinking.
Right.
Also, I feel like Sandra, they haven't shown much on Sandra, and she was like anti-Pilot Pete, and now she's like,
they've shown her bad reads.
Right,
Yeah.
they've shown that, but now she's like, maybe he is a faithful, so I think that's going to turn around too. We'll see.
Well, the fact that they
but she's playing the game, like she's in with the housewives, whether she wants to be one or not, Jonny. Like she's in with them. She's in with them a little.
Well, the fact that
she's
they
in with
showed
them,
her
and she
her pool table example, where she laid the stuff out,
Right.
and she was
Right.
absolutely sure, and then they show her questioning at the end with the Pete thing, I think is important, or else they wouldn't have taken so much time to show her laying a thing out. And they, since we're, you know, all talking about how they don't show a lot, they definitely intentionally showed her part about Pete. So Sandra's about to get more time.
Yeah.
Right. 100%.
So let's see. So Sandra's at the table talking with the leftover alliance, because if you're not the most faithful of the faithful, also known as Peter's pals, you are a leftover. And so she is talking with the leftover.
And you're in the Traitor alliance, which is hilarious. They're talking to two traitors about.
Yes, she's in the leftover alliance, which you are not the most faithful of the faithful if your leftover alliance contains two traitors.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
it's so obvious now too. They can't even avoid it. It's just so obvious. I mean, Van spelled it out for them.
Yeah.
Yes. So Alan did give us a sneak peek at breakfast with what part of the challenge would entail, because he had a net part of his blazer, which always fashion forward. Alan Cumming. So we're going on a journey through the woods. There's traps. And at the end, there's two shields. And wow, this is a good one. All right, so there's no way they went up in those nets, right?
Yeah, they were in them, I think.
And Kate gave the best line ever when she's like, "This is like the womb. I just want to stay in it forever. I don't want to get out of it." That's what I was thinking. I was watching with my daughter, and when Kate got swept up in it and loved it, we were like, "Oh my God, we'd want to stay in the net." And then Kate said it, and we were like, "Kate forever."
She also said they're hanging out in the nets, and I'm getting bit by ticks.
Yeah.
Before she got stuck in the net.
I don't think they went up in nets.
Yeah, they showed MJ like going like, what? No, who was it? Cherie screaming.
I think that was like
a body double, like we had on Survivor.
Well, I think the body doubles go up, and I think that like they position like they have like a stool behind, and they just
maybe.
I don't.
That's a lot of leaves.
I think it's definitely them. I also feel like it's like a hammock. It's not unsafe.
I think
that would be a lot of editing to show that, and then be like, okay, drop the net, stop the camera, you get out. We'll just have. Don't you think that would be a lot of work, a lot more work for them?
I just can't imagine
what?
a housewife really going up.
We know people we can ask.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But
Send a text, Rachel.
I mean,
wait, I'm on my phone. I'm gonna send a text right now.
Yeah, so I really hope they did. I just feel like there's a part of me that's like, there's no way Phaedra's going up in a net. There's no way. Like, just like, this ain't in my contract.
That's true.
Right?
Frank and
with all her fur and her nails. What if if a nail went through that net, you could break one very easily. Hers are long,
and it could go up where your leg goes up. I mean, like,
you could get hurt. That's true.
But like what they do like some stunt training where they're like, okay, this is how you fall into the net, or this is
right.
You can't. Right. You cannot trust people. Like, even athletic survivors, I would not trust them to fall properly in that.
Wait, somebody asked somebody while we're on here. I need to know an answer to this.
Yeah.
Rachel.
Okay, I'll text Sandra.
Text somebody, because now I got to go scroll through 45 texts to find somebody.
Yeah. So text
because
Sandra. Should I ask her?
Text Janelle.
Janelle didn't go in the net.
Yeah.
Yeah, text one of them and ask. Okay. Stay tuned. We're going to find out if they were really in the nets or not.
Okay.
I can't find anybody's phone number on here.
So while you guys text them, so what happens next? So they go
hold on.
Who are the four?
So we have Peter in the mud, Bergie in the mud, and I love Trishelle.
That's hilarious.
You cannot help but laugh at the Bachelor in the mud. Like, this sucks. Like, it's all on me. You would love to have Pilot Pete as your navigator here. This is what this guy does for a living. And but I have to laugh, and I'm like, I'm right there with the girl. So and
that
Bergie,
was hilarious.
I felt sad for Bergie. Did you guys see at the end of the episode when they showed them sleeping? Bergie has a stuffed monkey.
Oh yes, yeah. My daughter pointed out when he has a stuffy. She's 7.
I did see that.
So cute.
And I'm like, of course.
Yes.
Do we all love Bergie?
Yeah.
Yes. Right. I'm dying to meet Bergie. He's always smiling.
He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I don't think he needs to be. As long as he stands beside Pilot Pete, I think he's okay. It's like
he's good to go.
So,
yeah, he's Pete's #1 sidekick. He's going to be in
CT
hot water soon too.
Oh yeah, CT is in a double reinforced net. It's in my notes.
Okay, Sandra said that MJ, CT, and Sheree were definitely in the nets.
Okay.
And now I said, so Fairplay said he doesn't think it's real. He thinks it's a stunt double. I say yes, it was real. I'm waiting. I have the little 3 dots. So
okay.
She's typing. Sandra's reading from her paper.
Drum roll, please. Yes.
Sandra's reading from her NDA paper. Yeah.
And some of them got hurt because it was a quick pull.
Oh, wow.
So you were right.
Yep.
They weren't prepared for it.
As I said, I know athletic survivors that would hurt themselves. I mean, we're
yeah, but they probably told them what to that this not like fall in it, but like this is what's gonna happen.
Like what could potentially happen.
But if you don't right, but if you tense up, like when you're in an accident or something, you can get like whiplash or something. So if they tensed up,
arms straight out, legs straight out.
Yeah. The baby check when the baby's born and they drop the baby back.
None of them were happy.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Wait, that's even funnier.
It is. Hey,
sorry.
Bravo
to you, bravos.
Yeah, bravo to you.
They're like, we're never going on a show like this ever again. Screw this shit.
Never.
When they did the vlogs with us, that was all real, and they told us they walked us through it, like how to do it. Remember, Steph?
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think that helicopter stunt. Every stunt that I've ever done on a reality show, I just put my life in their hands. But I trust that they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But
we had to take a swim test.
Yeah, we always
before the one challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how they just left Fairplay out to dry. He never got survivor training either time. They just were like, they were like, you can just go die.
He didn't need it. He's a badass. He's fine.
I feel like, Fairplay, you could survive nuclear war. I'm not worried about you. Why?
So
now we know who we need to be with when the world ends.
Totally.
Amazing Race, they always had us do, like, when we would do stunts, we would always go through a full safety training, full everything. Like,
no, not me. So yeah, so I'm we were marooned. We were marooned. So I didn't get the training, and then I came back for Fans versus Favorites. They're like, well, everyone's here had Survivor School, so we're not going to do it. I'm like, oh, they're like, you're fine. I'm like,
I think they're like,
yeah, they do not care, Fairplay. I'd be watching out.
No, trust me. I've looked at my phone. They do not care. I'm fully aware.
All right.
It's fine.
Because you're old school.
I love other places. It's okay. All right. So Kate ended up in a hammock, and she's not dirty. She considers that a win for the day.
Yeah.
All right. So it's down to Kevin, Sandra, and John and Parv. And for the biggest betting odds were not on those two pairs. And as someone mentioned earlier, here we go. Hello, Rachel and Stephenie. What do you guys think of the pairs challenge in the save circle? We'll get to the save circle later. What do we think of the pair? Do we like the pairs?
I love it. And that's the most asked question I got last week was who I would have paired up. And I said Stephenie. I honestly don't see any other reason we would have paired with anyone else at this point in the game. Do you, Steph?
Right. No, not this point. Not this far in the game.
Yeah.
These pairs were great. The Parvati and John pair was really interesting because, like, she's picking the most faithful of the faithfuls to try to get him to trust her.
Yeah, that was smart.
It was a smart move.
I think that
I like those two together.
I would have picked based on who I trust the most. I wouldn't have picked based on the game, like thinking like what Parvati's doing. I would have picked like I would never have gone to like try to have Quentin as my partner because I wanted to get him to trust me. I would just or Kate. Like I could not imagine being partnered. I would 100% be.
I would pick somebody I suspected to watch them move, or I'd pick an enemy. I like play the opposite way. I'm like,
because we were both faithfuls and starting to get in the hot seat, I think a little bit, I would have totally, and we needed shields, me and you. I would have picked you because you're good at challenges. So I would have been like, I need somebody good.
Yeah.
You know?
We would not be in the hammock. We would have been getting.
And I knew the first question. I was like, how did they not know that? How'd they get out so quick? I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
I was like, how did Pete screw that up? He's pretty smart.
Yeah.
He was too busy tunnel vision on Parvati. He's not listening to anything happening. So,
I mean, seriously.
The beautiful blazer. The net blazer was pretty strong. That is distracting.
So who makes it to the end? I forgot. The two people that make it to the end are
so it's
Sandra,
Kevin and Sandra, and Parv and John. And Kevin and Sandra gets the shield, and collectively the four of them banked $8,000 because all this matters so much until the final episode when they just get it all in the end. But we're not talking about that. Just a severe flaw in the show. But we'll get there.
Sandra, by the way, picks Kevin because she wanted the shield, and he's actually pretty decent competitor. So that was kind of smart. But go ahead.
What's wrong with them getting the money at the end? I mean, it's not like they're giving out the money to catering, like the leftover money that you don't earn. But at the same time,
although they don't know going to give them the $250K in the end. They could switch it up. So
yeah, I think they need to switch it up. But I agree.
I think they need to, but they're under the impression like they literally said the reason they got rid of bananas is because they knew they could get the money in the end.
Yeah.
So unless that changes, you're gonna lose some heavy hitters right at the gate because they're like, I need them to get the money because all I care about is the money that I get at the end.
Right.
I think that's a flaw at the game. So as I said,
they need to switch that up for sure. Because that sucks. You can't be getting rid of bananas first every time.
But at the same time, if they're giving away $250,000 and they only earn like $188, it's not like they're going to be like, hey, catering, come by. Here's a gold bar. PAs, here you go. Grips, here's a gold bar. Like they're not doing that.
Right.
Right.
It'd be nice if they did. I'm sure they would appreciate it. Maybe you get more boiled eggs. I don't know. So, all right. So they're back at the house. CT puts on the night gear and asks if that counts as shield. I like that. That was very large night gear, by the way. Because
to fit CT. Wait, since when did they find the room, Rachel? They found the hidden room. They knew the whole time.
I think they haven't.
That comes out of nowhere. Yeah, that's where our shields were hidden, and
shields were always hidden, but they haven't.
The armory.
All this season.
Yeah,
The armory.
They haven't like unless they knew about it or they haven't like brought it up. I don't know. That
was weird. All of a sudden, he's like in the armory putting on gear. I'm like,
I know. I thought it was like
that made no sense.
Well, also, I was confused because they've never mentioned the armory.
Right.
No.
So
this was a confusing episode.
And that's where Pilot Pete's holding meetings with his non-Peter pals.
So that makes sense now that they've exposed the armory, but the armory comes out of nowhere. Couldn't they be like, oh, look at this. We found a trap door. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I wonder if Ryan was running around the castle asking for the armory the whole time.
Ryan on our season?
Ryan on, like I'm just making a joke, but I'm saying like I wonder if Ryan came back from the dead because he was murdered. So came back from the dead, haunting that place as a ghost, and he is telling them they have to find the armory. In that secret room so bad. Fairplay. It was like they only showed a little bit of how bad he would look for it, but it was literally the only thing he did all day, every day.
Yeah.
And was it easy to open? Like once you knew where it was?
You had to have the key or whatever. You had to have someone open it for you. It wasn't like just open it.
Right.
It's like a locked door.
It's open now.
So well, now it's open. Yeah. Now they can they don't even need a key.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Phaedra says that Peter sets traps, and as a result, she didn't want to be in a room with Peter, especially Peter and Parvati. So she's out of here. She literally leaves doing the la 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 la. I'm not listening.
She did. She's like, I can't do this. That was interesting.
Well, get ready. There's no round table. There's no banishment. It's time for a deadly outing by the river at night. And it's who do you want to save from a murder? And there are 5 available to be murdered. And so we do a round robin deal. Did you guys ever watch Surviving Paradise?
No. So
it was on Netflix. Corinne from The Bachelor, who I did House of Villains with, her sister Taylor was on there. So I watched, kept support the friend. And it's basically like kind of like Survivor, but with like no challenges. So basically, they just go, "Who do you want to vote out? And you just alternate like that, like we did here, just save." And then
oh wait, I have been watching that. I do know what you're talking about. I have watched. I haven't finished it, but I did start watching that. Yeah, I know what you're talking.
Yeah, well, get ready for the last episode. I'm pretty positive they did not write the ending, and so they're like, "Here's an idea."
It's a good show. I like
it.
What's it on?
It is the most Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Netflix.
It is the most exhausting 1 hour of your life, the finale. Like you are literally.
Is it really? I'm gonna watch.
Like, are you kidding me? So, but very similar to this. So, Kevin and Sandra have to collectively choose one person to save. She saves Cherie, and then she saves Phaedra. Phaedra cries. I'm like, oh my God, who is this girl? Mary Duda 444. Surviving Paradise on Netflix. So it is.
Okay.
I don't know if I would watch the second season, but I'm glad I watched the first season. Surviving Paradise. So
I like mental. So I like the mental like games being played. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that one girl
I'm gonna watch
that really wants to be a bad guy. She's a very low budget bad guy. The short hair girl.
On Surviving. Paradise. I don't know.
I'm asking.
That's a Jen question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. I'm like couple episodes in, but I've been watching.
Oh yeah, well she wants to be the main bad guy so much, and she explains to us throughout that she's the main bad guy, and she and all of this is her plan, and I'm just like, well, none of your plans have worked, main bad guy. It's very like it's like like on The Flash when they have like the really horrible bad guys. It's like not the Joker, not it's the Fiddler. Right. I'm just like, oh, she's the Fiddler.
Oh man. So does it totally backfire or what? Or don't tell me because I'm gonna watch.
Oh no, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, so just watch it.
By the way, you're explaining this fire thing, save one person. They didn't. I was like, wait. That's it. They're going to save Cherie, and then Cherie they didn't even explain that, did they? Did I miss something?
And this they did a horror because I'm just like, all right, that's it. There's 5. I feel like
I was like, why are you saying it's Cherie? Nobody thinks she's.
I thought that they were doing their alliance where they're in with the traitors. And I thought it kind of showed that they're trying to be loyal to that in the beginning. Obviously, that ends up getting thrown off, but and that's why it's so surprising that MJ doesn't get saved. But I thought in the beginning, that's initially what they were trying to do. They were trying to just make those people know they're safe. But obviously, Cherie wasn't in a hot seat. She didn't need any sort of saving. So that was a weird pick to me.
So weird.
They didn't explain that it was going to continue on. Like they just protected Cherie.
That's what I thought. I thought
they said they get to pick one person.
Because they were sure that she would pick someone that has then been in that room with the pool table explanation.
Well, but they didn't explain that. They didn't explain that she gets to pick a person next. When they saved her, that was me and Stephenie thought that was it.
Oh, I thought that they knew that it was a chain reaction and they were going to get to save.
I don't think they did a good job explaining. I didn't.
I was like, that sucks.
I was like, this is pretty anticlimactic. I'm just like,
seriously. First, they can't get Parvati now, and that was the plan all along. So, they totally saved the traitors there, and now they saved Cherie. I'm like,
but then when it continues, it's like, okay,
Then I was like, oh, now
based on Sandra, and I think this is why they go back to the final kind of comments from Sandra being like maybe trusting Pete. I think they were going with Sandra's pool table theory when she laid it out. So they were going to try to save the people that she, said were, in that, the people she was sure of. And what I think they were trying to go on that. That was my theory about why the beginning of it.
Well, CT sure to throw a wrench in that plan.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that was the same thing though. Why save John? What was that about? He's not just to show his.
He's the smartest guy there that we haven't seen.
Yeah, I think they're not really
showing. Lily says she was like, why wouldn't you say we've been friends? Is there another reason? He's like, he's for a living. He's obviously smarter. I'm like,
I think he's smart, and I think he knows that John is a faithful. But I think this is my imagination. CT hasn't been in these closed door meetings with John. I think he wants to know what John's going to do because he wants to see what's been talked about or who John believes in or what they're thinking in this closed door, Pete alliance. So when he says gameplay, it makes sense as a gameplay if you're not included in a room to try to find out what's going on in that room. He could have picked Trishelle for it, but I think he knows that John is closer to Pete and that John has been by everybody proven to be like a faithful of the faithful. So I think he wants to see what John is going to do. And I don't think he wants heat for saving Trishelle because right now, remember, he's also straddling that other alliance and the other alliance doesn't mind John. The other alliance, they're pissed that they're not allowed in that room. They like him. They're not gunning for him. So I think CT doesn't want the target on his back of saving Trishelle. So a gameplay is to save someone that nobody would mind if he saved. And that's
true. Yeah.
But that's a better answer one-on-one to Trishelle. That's a better answer than I think John's smarter than you because of his job.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think Trishelle's really good at what she does.
Yeah, I think Trishelle's really smart.
Trishelle for 20 years.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, a much better answer would have been I had to protect my back. Nobody would be mad if I saved him. But instead, he's just he's a smart guy. I don't know. Hope we can still be friends. And I'm like, oh God, CT.
I know. I felt terrible for Trishelle.
But it does make a great twist to the game because then you see who John saves, and that ends up being pretty pivotal because now Pete is saved.
Yeah. Well, I think Trishelle would have done the same thing.
Well, Trishelle,
this is actually better TV because we're talking about it. Because if he saves Trishelle, Trishelle saves Peter. This segment.
Yeah.
But
it would have been obvious.
But John saving him and Pete's emotions over it sparks Sandra, who has been the person who now all the other alliance is now following. It now has sparked a different opinion in her. So it is kind of a pivotal. CT's choice to do that, whether he realized or not, seems to have changed the whole game because it sparks Sandra, who's one of the biggest gamers there, to change her mind.
Trishelle messaged me back. I was like, did you guys really go up in the nets? And she said, Why, all caps, YES, yes. Oh my God, I thought I broke my arm. It happened so fast. I had to fight through the leaves to get my face out to even breathe.
Yeah, there was a lot of leaves. I'm telling you, that girl Cherie was like this. She was like, had her nose out the net.
That's why I was like, there's no way this is real.
Yeah, no. I was like, there's no way they're acting that.
Yeah, and I don't think they would fake it because it makes
I'm telling you, that's too much work for production.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, maybe
that's crazy. That was risky.
You know what it is? They don't know it's going to be so crazy when they do those test runs. They hire the A team or whatever they go out and do.
The challenge team. Yeah, the dream team. That's what it's called.
The dream team. Yeah.
Right.
But then they don't ever know in the game with the heightened emotions and everyone running around crazy what's going to happen. So it's probably the dream team walks over and falls into it all gingerly, but when you put a bunch of reality people that are crazy and obviously oblivious,
Well, I think reality television has the greatest collection of unathletic and unathletic athletic people ever in the history of the world.
Unathletic athletic. What are you trying to say, Fairplay? I feel like
I think I'm saying plenty.
Right? Smart, stupid, old, young. Big, small.
I got it all. So Peter gives the smile at Parv so hard. I am loving Peter's smiles at Parvati. And Parvati, she does her smile back.
Yeah. She always did that. Don't you remember? She always had that squint.
Everyone's like, what's with this new smile part? I'm just
no, that's what she. I mean, I remember being on Heroes Villains with her and looking over at her and the men. She looked like that. And I was like, that's her look. That's like her thing.
And sometimes
I thought she was so cute, but that was her look.
Yeah, you rub her back in the right spot. She purrs. We heard it tonight. I'm not reading my notes. Sandra is getting Peter's faithful 5. All right, so you are the 5. You 5 are the sacrificed. The safe circle is now into sacrifice circle. And Trishelle felt like CT was a brother, but not anymore. MJ also pissed. And I'm just like, oh, wow, look, MJ's still on the show. I totally forgot. For someone that was so lovable for 2 episodes, just the purple edit, huh?
Well, the edits now with her in the room and getting kicked out, because other people may have gone in and get kicked out, but showing the slow leaving and how annoyed she is about that. Then showing that she's not picked by the people that she thought were her, ride or dies in there is interesting. Because I'm like, okay,
I think she's murdered. I
think she goes next. That's what I think.
I think we've gotten we got her at the beginning to show that she's there. We got the purple edit, and we got a little bit tonight to remind you that she's there, so that when she's murdered tonight, it's like, oh yeah, we saw her. Remember, she walked in and went more in. And
very slow.
Tonight, next episode, she goes crazy. One of the two has to be true.
I'm the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's either murdered or she becomes the person who just is spouting so much and emotional. That the edit that she got in this one means murder or the biggest explosion next episode.
Yes. And she's upset that she's no one's first choice. I'm like, sweetie, you might be the first choice this evening. Don't worry.
Your time is coming. Don't worry.
You can be the first choice.
You don't realize that you are secretly.
Oh, but you are somebody's first choice.
You will not be left out.
Yes.
So then we have the explanation with CT and Trishelle. And I have my notes here, and I'm a firm believer in this. Challenge people have zero on separating the game from reality. I'm fully aware of this. CT and Bananas are cut from the same cloth. Do you guys feel that Big Brother and Survivor people are different? Because I do have a problem separating the game from reality in real life. Because if you're my friend, you're my friend.
I do too sometimes, and that's my biggest downfall, actually.
Yeah, that was my downfall in Traitors, but now I'm at the point where I can flip it on and off. But I do have my people that are always my people. I just have learned that there's a lot of people, and maybe because they do the challenge like 1,000 times. Like they literally just go
Right.
challenge.
Right.
So I now know who my people are that are my people. And then I know who my, like, I just don't care about. Like it's game. We're just playing the game. So I don't know. I think it's probably just the more you play, the more you like get into that game mode and then get right out of the game mode.
Right. But even though they're on the challenge so much, wouldn't you think they'd keep their people as long as they possibly could? You know, and just try not to piss them off or screw them over that early in the game. There's no reason for that.
Is Trishelle really his person?
Right now, that's all she has left. I feel
mean,
like.
that's what she thinks, but is that what he thinks?
I think he led her to believe that, and then he goes and saves John.
I know, but
I think challenge people just played. I think Trishelle has kind of morphed into us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she plays the game more like we would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Whereas CT and Bananas, like that's just how they play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Hey, I have a question for you later, Johnny.
Okay.
We'll finish talking about the episode.
There's a question here in the feed. I'm behind in the feed, but Johnny commenting on CT looks is the craziest thing. Does Johnny own a mirror? Yes, Scott, I do own a mirror, and I'm not fat.
Oh my
God! Take it off. Take it off.
Ads.
Take it off.
So those are ads.
And you were complimenting CT because you said he goes in like that because he doesn't want to waste 5 months in the gym because he's going to get ripped anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what he said.
You were complimenting.
And have you seen my fiance? It doesn't matter how I look, dude. I've already won.
Exactly. She is smoking hot.
I can be a fat fuck. And I'm destroying.
He's charming.
I'm very charming. It's the mustache ride, Scott. You don't get one.
Oh, poor Scott. He never should have made that comment.
Yes. All right here, I mentioned Norgie has a stuffed monkey. And then Parv feels back in the corner. We started with she feels she's back at the wall, back in its corner. How's it going to end? Who knows? And Phaedra to Parv. You got to stop acting like an ice princess and be more likable.
That's hysterical. When she says that, I'm like, she did not just say that to her. Because like, no, it almost looks like nobody likes her on the show. And I mean, I like Parvati. I've only met her like briefly, but I've heard that a lot over the years. Like a lot of people don't like her. And then she says to her, you gotta become more likable. People I would have worked.
Wow.
I say mean things on the podcast. If I'm out there with Parvati, we're sister, we're brother and sister. I'm working with my brothers and sisters.
But siblings fight too, and you would say like, "You're being a bitch right now. You got to cheer up." But when she said this to her, Parvati's like, "What'd she say?" She goes, "I'm gonna try to be nicer. I'm gonna try to be nicer."
Yeah. Because it wasn't bad advice.
Right.
No, right. But it's so late. It's so late now. Like they're so onto her. She's dead. Like she even knows it. She's like, who got the letter? Somebody got the letter. She's basically saying, I wrote the letter. So who got the letter?
Well, I'm confused because everyone keeps saying every week we hear that nobody likes poverty. Every week we hear that. But like,
right?
Why? I just don't see, like, I understand the whole ice princess, she's not talking to people thing, which turns people off.
Right.
Like, is she going out of her way to be like from the way that it looks like she's going out of her way to not talk to people.
Yeah.
I feel like that's her personality. I feel like she just kind of is like a lay low. She's not going to like kiss people's asses to be their friends.
No.
You either like her or you don't. I feel like she doesn't care.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yes. Isn't that's kind of how she is?
Yeah. I mean, I played fans versus favorites with her, and so the people that she liked, she talked to them. The people she didn't, she just didn't. Like she's like Parvati, that. So and like her and Sandra came in with heat, and the fact that it didn't escalate, I don't think she's. If Parvati was hated, we would see Sandra leading the charge.
That's what I thought too. I would think
it's almost like those two are together now. I mean, there's heat on Parvati, but Sandra is like still kind of working with her.
For sure.
Once again, she's a survivor sister. Go with the enemy you know.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, until you have to, right? Go as far as you can.
Survivor is smarter than Big Brother because the Big Brother people turn on each other, and the Survivor people always stick together. Every show,
Same thing with you, with Cody. Cody wouldn't give you the time of day. That was so stupid. Like, work with you.
It's so true. Work with us. But even in like other shows I've played with, like Survivor people versus when it's a team of Big Brother people, the Big Brother people don't want to work with other Big Brother people, but the Survivor people always work together. They always like figure it out, their differences.
Oh, really?
Yeah. On Amazing Race, all the Survivor people wanted to work together. On Big Brother, I tried to work with them and they didn't want to work with me. And that was Amazing Race. Like, you don't even need to work with people. Like, same thing on like Fear Factor. The Big Brother team didn't want to work with me and Brendan. The Survivor teams wanted to pair up. Like, I just feel
so stupid.
And every time I see crossover shows, like we've seen it even on the challenge, on the challenge, their Survivor teams worked together on Big Brother and they made it to the end and won on Challenge USA. Like, on the Big Brother teams don't want to work together. It just doesn't, or the Big Brother individuals. Like, I just don't, it's something about the casting of the personalities and the Big Brother personalities have this like dog eat dog mentality, where Survivor people, I think you guys are just more like come together. You know, you're like always a tribe kind of thing.
Yeah, it's almost like an ego thing. Like, they want to, who's better than who?
Oh, 100%.
Now, Big Brother people,
no.
they're fighting over Instagram sponsorships, whereas Survivor, we don't get them. I think that's it.
That's true. We do have that. But we compete over those too. I don't know.
I know.
It's crazy.
So leave it on the gram. Go into these shows and work together. All right. Well, it looks as though it's coming down to MJ or Trishelle, and MJ appears to be a very nice person. I'm sure I would love her in real life. However, I have been friends with Trishelle for nearly 20 years. She's on the podcast. We might even have her next week. So I am rooting for Trishelle not to get murdered.
Agree.
Oh my gosh. I have never met Trishelle, and I think she is fabulous. And I think she needs to stay on the show. It's another great personality gone.
And not only that, but she's great on the show because she provides us with that like different gamer point of view. And we're not getting that from MJ, like, obviously.
Right. Like, no. And she's smart. She's beautiful. I love her wardrobe. Like, she has all the things going on.
And they need to recruit someone eventually so they could recruit Trishelle. Like, you're going to have to.
She would be a good one.
Because Kate or Trishelle are the good recruits now.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think Kate. We played with Kate. I would never. And I would never recruit Kate. And I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying, like, she's going to backstab you. The first thing she's going to do
100%.
is loyal. She's going to backstab you. The second thing she's going to do is she's going to try to put you down and be in control of the whole situation. So even though you've been doing it this whole time, she's going to go in there and like make it all about Kate. And that's just, I'm not talking shit. That's just how Kate plays.
Although if Parvati goes next and Phaedra's left, Bravo is going to recruit a Bravo, and she's recruiting Kate. Yeah, I can assure you of that.
I think Phaedra would recruit a Bravo, but she shouldn't. But she could recruit Cherie. I mean,
Cherie's her most trusted person there.
And then they would never suspect that.
No, they would
never suspect Cherie.
Nobody thinks Cherie's a traitor. Nobody thinks
Phaedra wouldn't think Cherie would screw her over in the end.
There's going to have to be a twist, though. This is getting too obvious. Like, as soon as they get rid of Parvati, let's just say, then wouldn't everybody there know, like, okay, there's probably one traitor left. They just recruited another.
But I think what they were saying, but what Sandra was saying, even in her thing, once they figured this out, right? But now once they recruit someone, nobody knows. Just like with the Ari, I would have never suspected Ari. Like, he was my last person to think. So it's the unknown of it all. And at that point, are you going to go with like the enemy you know, or the person that you don't know at all? So you're going to try to banish the new traitor, or are you going to just get rid of the traitor you already know? But then assuming that new traitor who you have no idea is the traitor could probably recruit again. So then you're going to have two people, and you're going to be in the same situation where you have no idea who the traitor is, but you already know Phaedra's definitely a traitor. And if she stays in the game, then there's a good chance that whoever she recruits, you might be able to catch on to. But then if it's Phaedra, now you have two people, you have no clue at all, because you just trust everyone's a faithful of the faithful. So I just think if Phaedra, I mean, she has CT. Phaedra could, if Parvati goes and Phaedra can recruit, there's so many good options.
Yeah.
And if I was in that game and I knew for sure Phaedra was a traitor, I would want to keep her in the game because the other traitor, we would be so oblivious, Steph. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like even if we knew Cirie was a traitor, like, could you imagine if trying to find out Ari was a traitor? Like, I just don't think we would have ever cracked that case.
That's a good point. That if it gets harder, it's almost like you want to keep Parvati and Phaedra as close as you can to the end.
So they can't recruit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then cut them at the end. 100%.
Gotten rid of 2 traitors and that you win the money. That would be really smart gameplay to be like, let's not get them out because there's no chance of anyone else.
Let's get rid of people not in our alliance.
Kind of like how they wanted Kate just because they knew she couldn't be a traitor and like they were like, but it's like, let's just keep these 2 people until the very end.
That's the strategy right there. Because otherwise they keep recruiting, a traitor's always going to win.
Yes. And you never know who
you're going to be out of time.
Right.
Yes. You're absolutely
and once a traitor's left with a couple of faithfuls, you're done. You're out of time. Traitor wins. That's the strategy.
That's true. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a great episode. Speaking of things that are great,
the cruise of deception. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were going to talk about our cruise, but okay. Perfect.
Next. We'll get there.
Okay.
Survivor premiere February 28th, New York City. It's a Survivor 46 premiere watch party at the Ainsworth Midtown in New York. It's on 33rd Street. It's Bryce and Wynn present with Jonny Fairplay. Holy moly. Go to @Bryce and Wynn present on Instagram or wherever you X or anything else. It's @Bryce and Wynn present 4 tickets. There's only like a few tickets left. They literally almost sold the first day. It's insane.
Ooh, maybe I'll make a surprise appearance.
Oh, Jen Hoffman. Oh,
yeah,
you're up there.
Some other prizes there. I think you would be one of the best surprises. So, so it's February 28th. The new season of Survivor begins. Go to @Bryce and Wynn. I'll be announcing my viewing parties the next 2 weeks. I'm going to take a couple weeks off, and then I believe I'm doing LA, Chicago, Charlottesville, Durham, North Carolina, and Cincinnati with King George. Me and King George doing the loop. So from Australian Survivor. So get ready for those. Those will be at survivorpicks.com. But I need a break. I just got back from Australia. Boy, are my arms tired. Yes. So no, I think Survivor's cool. I think viewing parties are cool. But tell me about these cruises, girls.
Ooh, we're cruising. We are super excited. We are going on a cruise of deception. It's a live action Traitors game. And it's going to be April 2025. So you have a full year to plan. You can put your deposit down and make installments. You can, you have like until, I think you put the deposit down now, and then you have until August to start even making payments on it. Something like really great like that. 1 year away. Set your calendars. April 27th, 2025.
That's
live
right.
action Traitor game to win $50,000 prize pot on the line. Jonny Fairplay, $50,000.
50,000. So there's 13 of us from season 1 and 2 going, and you have to pick your teams. Rachel is already sold out. So is Janelle. I am half sold out, but they're saying it's going to sell out quick. So we have a year. So if you want to be on my team, or if you want to be on Michael or Andy's team, you need to sign up. So you're going to pick my team, and when I fill up, you can be on Michael and Andy and the rest of their teams.
Shelby, Angelica, Michael, Andy, and Geraldine that need to fill up.
Right.
Stephenie, Christian is also coming. Stephenie,
Bergie's on it.
Fill up Stephenie. Sandra's going. Bergie's going. Janelle's going.
And Rachel.
And me. It's going to be super fun. Live action Traitors game. $50,000.
It is. They're bringing a round table on the ship. Like, there's going to be 5 banishments every day, 5 murders, actual challenges, and it is the game of Traitors on a cruise going to Jamaica.
And there's literally going to be a treasure hunt like on the show. There's literally going to be escape rooms.
Yes.
The cruise is fun also. And it's like
the cruise.
Cruise.
It is. It's a great price, but just secure your spot now, just so you have your room, because the rooms are getting booked. I mean,
they are getting booked.
The whole cruise is more than 50%, I think, full now. Our portion, the game portion. So the ship holds 7,000. There's literally only 1,300 spots for the gamers for the Cruise of Deception. Sign up.
And everyone
Team
can
Steph.
find the link at your Instagram at Steph_LaGrossa_Kendrick, correct?
That's right. Yes. Cruiseofdeception.com.
Yeah, cruiseofdeception.com. I'll tell you right now, it is okay. Here we go. We have sold out. Yes. Stephenie is at 50%. Amanda's at 34%. We have Michael. Where's Michael? Angelica's at 11%. Michael's at here we go, 10%. So we got to get these. We have a lot of rooms, and the good thing is too, we are going to be doing like tag teams. So if you're on team Steph, I'll go in some challenges with Steph will come in challenges with me. Same thing with Janelle. Janelle's going to go in challenges with everyone. So if you book Steph's team, you'll still get to meet me, Janelle, Bergie, Sandra, everyone else. If you book Michael's team, same thing. So book everyone's team.
That's right.
But book Steph first.
Yeah, book Steph. Obviously book Steph first.
And it's not just the game all day. Like we'll go eat together. We can go hang by the pool together. Like it's good. It's actually like a vacation.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of Big Brother or Survivor or Traitors or any of these reality shows, come hang out with us. It's going to be really fun.
And if you're even thinking about booking it, book Steph now because her tickets will probably be sold out like by the end of the day.
And you're very fun to hang out by a pool together.
That I wish you were coming. You would be so much fun.
Fairplay wants to come, but he wants us to get him a free room.
Okay, yeah. I'm hearing there's going to be a second cruise, and it's going to be like a Survivor-y type thingy, maybe. I'm not supposed to say that. So I think there's a good chance if you're interested, you could be signing up for Jonny Fairplay's team.
Could be. So, Jen Hoffman, what do you got going on? I know you're at Jen Hoffman High on the IG and at Jen Hoffman on the X.
Yes, I'm just working on a bunch of stories right now. So I actually have to hop off because I'm on assignment right now for a story as a reporter. So I'm going to hop off, but you can wait for some surprises and things for me because I'm working on a bunch of things, but no cruises right now or anything. And maybe if I can, I'll make a surprise appearance on February 28th and see you in New York.
I can't wait. We're gonna knock out another Pro Islands. I'll get with you. I gotta do 2 Australian Survivor podcasts this week, and they're both covering 3 episodes each. So maybe next week we'll get back on track on the Pro Islands, and of course we will be back next week and talk Traitors episode 8. Oh my God, this is insanity. So,
episode 8.
Thank you, Jen. Hey. Thank you, Rachel. And thank you, our special guest, Stephenie LaGrossa.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. This was fun. Nice to meet you, Jen, in person.
Nice to meet you, too. It was a lot of fun.
So much fun.